So in this video, we're going to continue on with some linear equations by working on some worded problems that test our interpretation of these linear models. Just a quick refresher, y is equal to mx plus c is the equation of a line that's going to define all of these linear model questions, where m being the gradient in real life terms represents the rate of change. I really want you guys to internalize this, the rate of change. And c is going to represent my y-intercept, of course, but that's really my starting point, or my fixed point, the one that doesn't change or doesn't depend on x. So let's read. A membership website offers video tutorials on programming. The number of members m subscribed to the site can be estimated by the equation m is equal to 500 plus 200n, where n is the number of videos available on the site. Based on this equation, which of the following statements is true? So let's look at this linear model and interpret what we got going on. We know that the 500, since it's not, it's not the coefficient of n in this case, we know it's the y-intercept. And 200 is going to be the gradient or the rate of change. So let's read A, B, C, D and see if they match our interpretation of 500 as the, let's call it the fixed point or the starting point, and 200 as the rate of change every time n increases by 1 or the number of videos available goes up. The number of members subscribed should go up by 200. It's the interpretation of the gradient here. So for every one additional video, the site gains 500 new members. Well, no, because it should gain 200 if 200 is the gradient. The site initially made 200 videos available to members. Initially should be my my y-intercept, but we just said that's 500, not 200. So A and B are out so far. The site was able to get 500 members without any available videos. C has got to be my answer, because that means that when n is equal to 0, we have 500 members. So my answer has to be C. And we can also read D just to disqualify it. The site gains 500 new members for every 200 additional videos available on the site. No, that's not even close to our interpretation of this linear model. So let's jump down to number 2. The number of loaves of bread, B, remaining in a bakery each day can be estimated by the equation B is 200 minus 18h, where h is the number of hours that have passed since the store's opening. What's the meaning of the value 18 in the equation? 18 here, or rather minus 18, is our gradient or our rate of change. That means that for every increase in h, or for every hour that passes, the number of loaves of bread remaining decreases by 18. So let's look for that answer pattern in our ABCD. The bakery sells all its loaves of bread in 18 hours. That's not what that's saying. The bakery sells 18 loaves of bread each hour. Each hour, we decrease by 18 loaves of bread. So my answer has to be B. Salim wants to purchase tickets from a vendor to watch a tennis match. The vendor charges a one-time service fee for processing the purchase of the tickets, and the equation T is equal to 15n plus 12 represents the total amount T in dollars Salim will pay for n tickets. So again, when n increases by 1, the amount in dollars T should go up by 15. They're asking, what does 12 represent in the equation? What does 12 represent? Well, 12 is the y-intercept, like we just said, or the initial or fixed cost, in this case, fixed amount. So is it the price of one ticket in dollars, the amount of the service fee in dollars, the total amount in dollars Salim will pay for one ticket, or the total amount he will pay for any number of tickets? The answer right here again, because 12 is my y-intercept, which represents my fixed cost or my one-time service fee, means that it's got to be B. All right. So the equation y is equal to 19.99 plus 1.5x models the total cost y in dollars that a company charges a customer to rent a truck for 1 day and drive the truck x miles. All right, so that means that every time x increases by 1, or every extra mile that we drive, y, which is the total cost of renting it, increases by $1.50. In this case, 1.99 would represent my, well, the starting cost, or the fixed cost for renting the truck. It says the total cost consists of a flat fee, which, as we just said, is the 19.99, plus a charge per mile driven, which is the 1.50. What does the y-intercept of the graph represent in terms? What does the y-intercept of the graph represent in terms of the model? The y-intercept right here, if you understand the concept of m being the rate of change and c being the fixed cost, you know that it has to represent a flat fee of $19.99.